Hello, everyone. I'm Scott Lehman, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Colorado Man Yoga. Today, we're going to be covering a quick work from home sequence for those of you who might be spending a lot of time working from home nowadays. A lot of Americans and people all over the globe have had some changes to their work circumstance, I guess is the best way to say that. So we might be working from chairs that aren't perfectly ergonomic or from computer desks that just aren't quite comfortable and built for us. And that's something to acknowledge. It's uncomfortable. So today we're going to spend a little bit of time giving back to you, and I'm going to show you a couple quick things on how to help alleviate some stress in your neck, shoulders, upper back, and hips. And guess what? We'll even spend a little time on our feet today, because guess what? It's all connected. So to begin with, join me in a comfortable seat where we'll tune in, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. So come to a comfortable seat. So today I'm sitting on a block. You're welcome to sit on a pillow or sit flat on the ground. Whatever's best for you. I'd recommend first going outside to be a great place. You want to spend a little bit of time every day outside. You want a little sun on your skin. You want a little fresh air in your lungs, because spending all that time cooped up inside can be very challenging on us physically and mentally. So when you're ready, come on outside, grab something to sit on, either a block, a folded up towel would work well too. I like those, something to lift your hips up off of the ground. And you don't necessarily need a yoga mat. A towel would work well too, or doing it on the grass, something soft on your knees and wrists, because we're going to spend a little time on there today. And then next, if you have a tennis ball, a racket ball, some form of round object. I've even used limes before. I know, right? I've even used limes in a situation like this, but we're going to use it to help release some tension in certain parts of our body that'll help release tension in other parts of our body today. And if you don't have a ball, don't worry about it. There's some other ways that I'll show you to relieve some stress and tension too. All right, friends, let's do the thing. Come to a seat. Hips lifted ever so slightly up off of the ground. Maybe your knees come to the ground. Maybe they don't. I just want you to focus on opening up your hips. When we spend all that time sitting in chairs, our knees are in, our hips are closed, and we can hide a lot of tension in those muscles and joints there. So come here, bring your hands to the tops of your knees. And I'd like you to sit up nice and tall. Try to stack your shoulders over your hips. The whole point of this is so that you can sit for a little bit longer of a period of time without tension in your body. And for some of you, this just may be uncomfortable. It takes a little time, but I promise spending a little time on the floor every single day is good for everybody. So let's tune in. Go ahead and hands on tops of the knees here. Just notice how you feel today. How does the feel of air and maybe some sun on your skin feel today? Let's begin with some simple breaths here. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Let it go. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. One more. We've got one more big silly breath. Big inhale. Exhale. It's important to get that stagnant air out of our lungs, get some fresh stuff in us all the way in. Now go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Just bring your focus inward. Notice where you might be feeling some tension, maybe a little pain, maybe just some soreness in general. Now acknowledge those feelings. Set them aside. We're going to spend a little time loosening things up. All right, friends, come back to your breath. We're going to start with a slow inhale on the count of 4. Exhale everything out. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more round here. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did a great job. Sometimes when I'm feeling anxious or tense, bringing my focus back to my breath and trying to slow things down a little bit really helps me alleviate some anxiety. What you were just doing there is triggering a rest and relax response in your body. And you're welcome to continue this anytime you're feeling tense or stressed. The whole goal is to slow your exhales down as much as possible. Excellent work, friends. Now we're going to bring a little bit of movement in. So inhale, your fingertips up towards the sky. Relax your shoulders down. When you're ready, exhale, fingers come all the way down to the ground. Take your time here, enjoy the movement. Now your fingertips should come down to the ground and kind of bring your arms out where just the fingertips barely graze. Now inhale, sit up nice and tall, crown of your head reaches towards the sky. You might be feeling a little tension or some stress in a couple parts of your shoulders and arms here, perfectly acceptable. Inhale, reach your crown of the head towards the sky again. Now exhale, right ear comes down to your right shoulder. You're going to feel a little sensation coming down your left side body, your left arm, maybe the left side of your neck. Keep breathing. Just acknowledge where that tension is, and a little bit of it just might melt away with each of these exhales. I can feel this one. One more big breath here. And on your next inhale, come up to center, crown of your head reaches up again. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder, same kind of thing. Feel that sensation all the way down. I feel it from my right ear all the way down to my right fingertip. Keep breathing. Slow, controlled breaths here. Notice the differences in the sides of your body. One more big breath. Come back to center when you're ready. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees here again. Let's start with some shoulder rolls. Nice and slow, forward, up, down, and back. Forward, up, down, and back. Well, let's tie that to our breath. Inhale, exhale. Now let's switch directions. Inhale, back up, down. Awesome. Keep breathing and moving your shoulders. Now let's bring some alternate movement here. Alternate shoulder going forward and backward. Nice little relaxing shimmy here. Bringing a little movement into your shoulders and thoracic spine. Really help alleviate some stress. Me in particular, I like to hide stress between my shoulder blades, especially if I spend a lot of time on the computer. Now come to some stillness. Now big inhale, reach your right hand up and over close to the base of your spine, and then bring your left hand to the top of your right knee. Now inhale, grow tall through the crown of your head. And exhale, rotate, bringing a gentle twist. Looking over your right shoulder. Remember to keep breathing this whole time. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rotate. One more time. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, rotate. Maybe you're looking behind you, maybe not. When you're ready, release, come back to center. That's an intense one. Now, same kind of thing. The other side, inhale, left hand comes up. Hand to the base of your spine or close to it, and then right hand to the top of your left knee. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, rotate, gentle twist towards the left. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, rotate. Last time, big inhale. And exhale, maybe you're looking over your left shoulder, maybe you're looking behind you, maybe not. Come back to center when you're ready. That's a good one. Twisting really helps the spine. It's very important for spinal health, finding that time to do a little twist, and we'll do a little more of that in a few. So let's move on to our next pose. We're going to move to a toe stand, and this is going to be possibly a pretty intense one for some folks. We hide a lot of tension in our feet and ankles. So toe stand, what that is I'd like your knees to be about hip distance apart, and this would be a great one to do like on your towel or something soft under your knees if you've got sensitive knees. Now what I'm going to do here is my toes are going to be curled under. I'm going to reach down and try to curl as many of them under as I can. And then my hips are going to stack on top of my heels. hands to the tops of my thighs, and then come back to your breath. Ooh. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down and back. Ooh. Now what this is doing is putting a lot of tension or pressure on your feet and the bottom sides of your feet here. You're probably feeling it. The whole point is I want you to come back to your breath, to breathe through some of this tension that we will release here in a minute. This one's super important because it's all connected. Our feet, ankles, knees, hips, all the way through our spine and shoulders, all the body parts are connected, so it's important to pay attention to our feet because we often forget about them. All right, we got 2 more big breaths here and we're going to release some tension. Big inhale and exhale. Last round, you got 1 more breath in you. Inhale and exhale. All right, bring your weight forward onto your knees. And then bring the tops of your feet down to the ground of the mat. And maybe you tap them out. Wake them up a little bit. Remember to be a little gentle here. Now we're going to bring a counter stretch to the top of our feet here. So feet come down to the ground. Your hips, your sit bones are going to come on top of your ankles here. Maybe your knees come together. Maybe they don't. Now we're going to bring a little bit of a counter stretch. This right here may be enough for you. Now if you want to stretch the tops of your feet and kind of, undo some of that tension that we created, I like to walk my hands back ever so slightly, bringing a little bit of weight into the tops of my feet. Remember, be gentle here. These are little muscles. My knees are lifting up off of the mat. Keep breathing. Woo. This feels so good. Oh. Keep breathing. Maybe you come back a little bit more. And release. Woof, that's a good one. That's a tense one. So great job with all that, friends. We're going to move over to a tabletop position here. Now, tabletop looks exactly like it's going to sound. We're going to make a tabletop shape with our body. Now, I like to start with my hands on the mat first. Elbows and shoulders are stacked right above it. Now, important for wrist health here is make sure that you claw your fingertips into the ground of the mat here, and then keep a bend in your elbows this whole time. The shoulders reach up towards the sky. Then you want your knees below your hips. We're going to bring a little spinal flexion and movement into our body here. Now, on an inhale, bring your gaze up. Oh, feel that stretch through your collarbone, your tummy. Remember to keep that bend in your elbows here. Gaze comes up ever so slightly. Now on an exhale, tuck your chin and round over. Bring your gaze to your navel or your belly button, whatever you want to call it. Press the ground away. Keep that bend in your elbows though. And inhale, gaze comes up. And exhale, round through. We call these cat-cows in yoga. So go ahead and find a little movement back and forth, tying everything to your breath. And then come back to center. Really good job there. This can be an intense one. We're going to bring one more big movement into play here. So when you're ready, plant your right hand below your face. Inhale, left fingertips towards the sky. Ooh. Stretch and reach your left fingertips up. Really roll that shoulder open. And exhale, we're going to thread the needle. My left shoulder is going to come down to the ground. Left ear is going to come down to the ground. And my right hand can reach up above me. Oof. I'm feeling a stretch in both of my shoulders in different directions at the same time. Come back to your breath. And when you're ready, come back to center. Right hand comes next to your face. Inhale, left fingertips towards the sky. And release. Now we're going to get the other side. Plant your left hand. Inhale, right fingertips towards the sky. Ooh, stretch and reach. Press the ground away. Roll your shoulder open. And exhale, thread the needle. Right shoulder, right ear coming down to the mat. Ooh. And your left hand can reach up above you. Ooh, yummy. Come back to your breath, friends. Each exhale just helps you melt a little bit more. Last breath here. And when you're ready, left hand comes below your face. Right fingertips towards the sky. And release. Maybe you take another cat-cow before our next pose. Inhale, lift your gaze, stretch through your collarbone and tummy. Exhale, tuck your chin and round over. Oh, that one's so good. All right, now we're going to move on to our next pose. So go ahead and walk your hands. One hand print forward. Curl your toes under, and then lift your hips up and back. You're coming to a downward facing dog. Now, hands press into the mat. Bend your knees really generously here. This is important as your hips reach up. Now, one day you might have an inverted V shape with your body. One day you might not. Remember to claw your fingertips into the mat. Keep a bend in your elbows as your hips reach up. Now, you're going to take turns dipping knees, bending your knees generously, stretching through the backs of the calves, your hamstrings. Spend a lot of time seated. This feels really good, lengthening through the backs of your legs. When you're ready, find some stillness. Fingertips claw into the mat as your hips reach up and your heels reach down. Now, on your next inhale, gaze between your hands and then tiptoe your way up. No rush. You want your feet about hip distance apart when you get there. Now, bend your knees really generously. Allow your head and neck to just kind of hang here. Whew. This is my favorite way to release tension from my upper back. You're allowing gravity to help decompress your upper spine, your thoracic and cervical spine, allowing tension to just kind of melts away since gravity's pushing down on those things all the time. And then grab alternate elbows here and find a little sway back and forth, side to side. Coming back to that breath. I like to find a little bounce here. I'm also a fan of silly noises to release tension from your face. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Very serious class today. All right, friends. And then when you're ready, fingertips come to the ground. Then bring your toes and heels into touch. And then slowly roll up to a standing position. Great. Now, once you get here, roll your shoulders forwards, up, down, and back. Shine your heart forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you. And find a little bounce in your knees here. Now, if you have that tennis ball, this would be the perfect time to grab it. Next, what we're going to do is bring it down to the ground here and bring a little pressure in that tennis ball to the bottom sides of our feet. We're kind of stretching the tendons and ligaments and the fascia in our feet to help release a little tension all the way up. I'm a big fan of just rolling it around until you find like a sweet spot, a sore spot, and you just kind of roll it out like you're rolling a tortilla or some pizza dough out. You can also just hold the ball still in a specific spot and put a little bit of pressure there. A couple breaths. Same thing, move it to another spot. A little more pressure there. Take a couple breaths. Find what feels good for you and then switch to the other feet. What I like about this is something you can do anytime while you're working in the house. So if you're sitting down at a workstation, you can have a tennis ball under your feet just rolling things out. Or my favorite is to set up a standing workstation if you can, and then you can do this while working and standing at the same time. Really important to make sure you keep your knees bent though. Don't want to lock those knees out. Go ahead and finish up your rolling out of this side. Great. Oh, it always feels so good. I like that. Now we're going to go through a few rounds of what I like to call Sun A. It's a great way to warm up. It's a sun salutation. It's something you do when you're ready to build a little heat and loosen up. Toes and heels touch. Arms by your sides. Roll your shoulders forwards, up, down, and back. Yeah, it feels good. Keep a bend in your knees here. Inhale, arms up. Reach towards the sky here. And exhale, cactus your arms. Open through the chest and collarbone. Shoulder blades squeeze together behind you as your fingers reach up. Now, shine your heart forward and up ever so slightly. Remember to be gentle to your neck. We still got maybe a little bit of tension built up in there. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Now, grab your left wrist and drag your left wrist up and over to your right side body. Oof. Equal weight in your feet here, and feel that tremendous stretch in your left side body. Now roll your top shoulder open. Your gaze can come to the sky or the ceiling, whatever is above you, and keep breathing through your left side body. Whew. One more big breath here. Now come back to center. Inhale, grow tall. And grab that right wrist, you know where we were going, and drag it up and over. Oh yes, equal weight in your feet. Roll your right shoulder open, allow your gaze to come to the sky. Come back to your breath. Tremendous side body stretch on your right. Oof, feels so yummy. Inhale back to center. And exhale, hands through heart center. Nice forward fold here. Now, keep your navel pulled into your spine on your way down and try to slow your descent down. Great. Fingertips to the mat, really generous bend in your knees. This is what it's going to look like from the side. Now next, we're going to work on strengthening a couple back muscles here. Now inhale, halfway lift. Hands can either come to heart center or the tops of your thighs. You're looking for a number 7 shape with your body here, and you might find it, you might not. Keep your toes lifted off the ground, knees bent here. Pull your navel in so your tummy's not resting on your thighs, and it might either way. Now, I like to bring my hands to heart center to make my back work a little bit more. Or if you just feel like you need a little support today, hands can come on tops of your knees. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Lengthen through the crown of your head as you stare down at the space next to your toes. All right, one more big breath here. Exhale, fold forward. All right, so we're going to go through that one breath, one movement. This is what it looks like. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Come on up, all the way up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extended. Exhale, grab that left wrist, drag it up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drag your right wrist up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Great job. Inhale all the way back up. Come up to a standing position. We're going to do just a little hip work and a little sciatic nerve stretch here. These ones are pretty yummy. So we're going to start out with our feet together, chest shining forward. Now you're going to pick your left leg up and step back a couple feet. Now 2 feet, 3 feet. It can be even more shallow than that. And this one's going to be great for lower back pain. So you decide how far you want to step back based on trying things out. You may adjust your stance after you do it. Left foot's at a 45-degree angle. Right knee is over your right ankle. Now, hands go on top of your hips here. Now, we're going to rotate our hips forward. Now, you want equal distance. They should both be facing forward, matching your right knee. Your back heel is glued to the ground as your toes point forward here. Now, I like to have my hands on my hips to begin with, just to make sure I'm aligned properly. Now, keep a generous bend in your right knee, and if you want a little more sensation here, you can walk your right toes a little further forward, and this is going to lengthen through that back body, that sciatic nerve. Sometimes when we get lower back pain, we like to hide, tension back there, especially if we're seated in an office chair for an extended period of time, or if you're in a car for, road trips and things like that. Now, sit up nice and tall. Oh, this one feels good. Lengthening through that back body here. Now we're going to bring a little shoulder play into this today. So inhale your hands up high, stretch and reach through your fingertips. And exhale, release your hands behind your back and then interlace your fingers behind you. Bring your palms together. Keep your heart shine forward. Inhale. Press your palms together as you lengthen through the arms, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Yummy, yummy. Now you may stay right here, or if you want a little more sensation, big inhale through the crown of your head. And exhale, torso comes down. Keep your palms pressed together, shoulder blades squeezed together. Maybe your torso rests on tops of your thighs. Maybe it doesn't. Make sure your back heel stays glued to the ground. Oh, yes. Yummy, yummy. Now remember, you don't have to come all the way down here. You're welcome to stay up. This just intensifies that shoulder stretch, gets a little flush of blood to your brain here too. All right, one more big breath here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come on up, nice and slow. Awesome. Release your hands, give your wrists some circles here. Whew, that's a good one. And when you're ready, step your left foot forward to meet your right. And the same kind of thing, we're going to get the other side. Right foot steps back. About the same distance you had before. Right foot is a 45-degree angle. Left knee is over your left ankle. And then bring your hands to your hips and rotate your hips forward here. Yes. Feel that lengthening through my back body and through the front of my right hip. Feeling great. All right, now inhale, hands come up high. And exhale, release your hands behind you. This time when you interlace your fingers, do it the weird way. Yeah, you know what I mean. Interlace your fingers the way that doesn't feel natural here. We got to be equal to our body. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. And palms pressed together, shoulders relaxed down and back. Oh, yummy, yummy. This is a really good one. Oh. Come back to your breath, friends. Now remember, you can hang out right here if you want to intensify this stretch. Inhale through the crown of your head. Exhale, torso comes down to your thigh, palms stay together, shoulder blades squeeze together, arms reach towards the sky. And come back to your breath. The back heel stays glued to the ground. Come back to your breath and then just enjoy this yummy stretch here. All right, last breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come on up, all the way up. Take your time getting there. And release. Whew. Awesome job. Step your feet together. Now, our final pose of the day. This one's going to be kind of fun. I like to call this one the washing machine. Toes and heels can be together, or you can bring your feet out about hip distance apart. Now, it wouldn't be a Scott class if there wasn't a little silliness and some fun involved with it. So hands come out by your sides, and you guessed it, we're gonna do the washing machine here. I like to bring a little inertia, a little movement to my arms, swinging side to side, keeping your feet still. Movement is starting with your hands and shoulders, and your gaze can follow. Or if you're getting dizzy, just stare at something and move your torso and shoulders. And again, what this is doing is relaxing some tension in your upper back, neck, arms, plus it's just a little fun. Keep breathing, keep twisting, and maybe you get serious, maybe you get into it. Maybe by now you've got your favorite music playing and it's just turned into a little dance session. All of those are okay. Friends, find some stillness when you're ready, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend a little time to take care of yourself today and invite me into your day. I hope you found what you were looking for. And if you ever have any questions or comments, feel free to find me on Instagram, Facebook, any of the social networks. Comment below as well, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like these videos. Let me know a little bit more about what you need. Oh, and before you go, I'm going to give you one last juicy stretch, and then you can go back onto your day here. You're going to want to grab a chair for this one. I almost forgot the best one. This one you can do anytime as long as you remember to be gentle. Closing thoughts here. Hands to the back of the chair, feet about hip distance apart. Oh, and then lengthen, hips come back. Feeling those dogs barking behind my shoulders or between my shoulders. Oh, man, this feels great. Lengthening through the backs of your arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together, front of your head, reaching with your fingers. Just like the halfway lift we did earlier, except you're lengthening through the backs of the arms. Remember, come back to your breath here, friends. This one you can do at any time, on the counter or back of a chair, whatever works for you. And again, hey, thanks again for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoy all this fun stuff, and I'll see you again next time.